All right, well, good morning and happy Sunday, Central Georgia. We're taking another look at the extended forecast this afternoon because, well, we have some rain chances in the forecast today and tomorrow. And honestly, when I show you the 7-day for the next 6 days or so that are going to look fairly similar to one another. And we already have some rain kind of sitting with us this morning as well. So we're going to talk the full details on that. I'm going to expand a little bit more on what I talked about yesterday and what you can expect for the rest of your holiday weekend and the upcoming work week as well. And as always, we're going to start by looking at the sky cams. Now, right now in downtown Macon, that is where some of these showers have already begun rolling over. And I'll tell you what, the showers really aren't moving very much. They've kind of sat in the same spot for a while. So downtown Macon's been seeing a shower for almost an hour and a half or so. It's been raining there for quite some time. But it's kind of just a light, steady rain. So if you're outside, you may have just had to flick the windshield wipers on and off just a couple of times. And other than that, it doesn't seem to be too heavy at all. But definitely raining in Bibb County right now. And we'll look at the radar in just a minute here. But let's see if we can catch where else it's raining. Definitely at the fairgrounds in Perry as well. I believe most of our sky cams are going to be seeing some rain. Kind of a similar story to Macon. Just some kind of light, steady rain and not much else going on other than that. We're not even seeing any lightning strikes at the moment either. I'm assuming CGTC is probably going to show some rain as well, and that is definitely the case. In Warner Robins, a few light showers there, and you can see it's got some good accumulation out on the roads as well. So just exercising some caution if you're heading your way out the door this morning. And then Dublin may be our only camera without rain. Yeah, and that does look to be the case. There is no showers in Lawrence County right now, but there is kind of a look out there like it maybe is about to rain just because of the cloud cover that we continue to have this morning. And that will kind of be the feel for the day. You'll kind of be looking at the sky thinking, okay, is it about to rain or are we good for now? And honestly, it's going to be a story of hit or miss rain chances for the afternoon. So we looked at the sky cams and you saw some rain. I'm going to show you more on the radar, and that's going to be the biggest form of our topic of conversation today, but we're going to look at other things as well. So let's take a look at the temperatures across the state right now. Now, this is kind of a similar story. If you were watching yesterday, I talked a little bit about us being kind of right on the line of a stationary boundary, and we still really are. You can see that reflected very well by just looking at our state here. A lot of green in the northern half of the state, and then across the southern half of central Georgia is where we start to transition to more of an orange and a yellow color, indicating we've got some warmer temperatures down in the southern counties of Georgia and some cooler temperatures up further towards the north. So if you can kind of see it here, what's happening is a little bit of that backdoor front pattern that we talk about, or you hear us call it the wedge sometimes. We've got northeasterly flow kind of locking in the northern half of the state under some cooler conditions and some cloud cover as well. Down in the southern half of the state, you can almost see where this stationary boundary exists, right along this yellow line here, where the winds start to converge there. That's where the stationary boundary is, cutting our area kind of down the middle there, and then it's much, much warmer and honestly much clearer further towards the south. So there's the temperature spread, and you can see it even better when we talk about our central Georgia area here. It's upper 60s for our northernmost counties, kind of locked in all morning in the mid 60s. If you track your eyes further down towards our southern counties, that's where we're already getting close to 80 in Vidalia and McRae, Rochelle and Cordele, already seeing the 70s. So definitely a tale of two stories going on in our area right now. And when we flip to the cloud cover, you'll see that reflected as well. There's also more moisture down towards the south. So if you are in counties like Telfair, Wheeler, Montgomery, Crisp, Dooley, Wilcox, those areas, you're probably experiencing a nice, sunny, warm and muggy morning. Then further towards the north, like we are in Bibb County and like we just looked at a couple of our sky cams, it's cloudy with occasional drizzle outside. Now, there's not really much of a presence of wind. You may notice a little bit of a light breeze throughout the day today, but it's going to be a similar story to yesterday. And again, some areas getting northeasterly flow, and then our southern counties kind of getting a southerly breeze there. But for most places, the story is going to be kind of the same in terms of the general weather pattern for this afternoon. So we see some showers right now. Those are going to keep moving throughout our area through the mid-morning here, and then hopefully pushing out by the afternoon or so. Then as we hit the afternoon, that's when our rain chances transition to more of that hit or miss type of rain. So heading into the afternoon, we're going to be talking more about pop-up showers and storms. I do want to emphasize there is a little bit of a storm chance on the way for today, and we'll be dealing with that into the afternoon through the evening, and then some of these may linger into the overnight hours, but hopefully things should quiet down as we hit overnight tonight. Now, the highest temperature that we'll likely see today is going to be right around 89. Some of those southern counties may creep into the lower 90s, but I think for most places we'll likely stay in the upper 80s this afternoon. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of this rain that we've been talking about for the last few minutes or so. It started actually last night. We had a couple of showers and storms that kind of grazed our northern counties and have since moved out, but we've seen a few of them develop behind those areas. So right now you can see there's a pretty good area of widespread rain from about down to Crisp County all the way up to Hancock County. Now, earlier this morning, this area of showers and storms was kind of the bigger story. This was over in Hancock and Washington counties, and you can see it's kept a good amount of lightning within it, and it was kind of just a storm that produced a lot of lightning and a lot of thunder throughout the morning this morning. It's continued tracking east, so it's now moved out of our area and out of the state of Georgia entirely, but we still have some rain lingering behind it. No lightning strikes at the moment though, so we're really just talking about light to steady rain. When we start to see these lighter green colors, that means we're really just dealing with the drizzle out there. Nothing much other than that. Honestly, probably pesky more than anything. We see rain all the way from Washington, Hancock, Putnam, Baldwin, Jones down to Bibb, and then further south still seeing rain in Crawford, Peach, Houston, and then all the way down in Dooley and Crisp counties as well. The heavier, steadier rain is going to be kind of where you see these yellow and the red colors here. So down over in Vienna, they're seeing some steady rain up towards Unadilla. Even over in Perry and Warner Robins and South Bibb County, that's where the rainfall is the heaviest at the moment. These are just kind of taking their time getting out of our area. So it may be a bit longer that we continue to deal with some of this steady rain until either it kind of fizzles itself out or it just tracks all the way east through our area. But again, not really looking at storms, at least for right now. As we head into the afternoon and our afternoon rain chances develop, that's when we're talking about our storm potential entering the forecast. So if you were with me yesterday, you saw this. We are in a level 1 of 5 risk this afternoon for the chance for some of these storms to get strong to severe. This is absolutely nothing out of the ordinary. We have seen this pattern for a few weeks now. We saw it last weekend. We'll likely see maybe a couple severe thunderstorm warnings over the next few days or so. So there is a chance that if you were outside today, you could catch one of these pop-up showers and storms. That could just get a little bit gusty. It could have some strong winds, maybe some hail as well. So if you are planning on spending time outdoors for Memorial Day weekend today, just doing a quick radar check from time to time, especially if you start to hear thunder or you see some dark clouds rolling towards your area, because we are on the lookout today for maybe some severe thunderstorm warnings. Now, this is going to be rinse and repeat heading into tomorrow. We're going to keep the chance for afternoon pop-up showers and storms to get strong to severe, not only for Memorial Day, but also for Tuesday as well. So there's a whole lot of level 1s. It's for today all the way through Tuesday. And I'm going to let you know now, I said this in the shows this morning, but I really think there's a chance that we could continue to see level 1 risks issued for Wednesday, Thursday, potentially into Friday as well. What's really happening is we're just stuck in the same atmospheric pattern for the entire upcoming week. So we're going to continue to have the chance for afternoon and evening showers and storms that can get strong to severe. So that's all this level 1 risk means. It means we may have some gusty winds and some time where we do have hail cores. And you know what that looks like, but I'll show you here on the future view as well. It really looks like what you can kind of see right here. These really isolated showers and storms that kind of pop up with the heat of the day and then just kind of continue to linger with us through the evening hours here. So that'll be the story for this evening and this afternoon. A couple of these, that's why I kind of called it hit or miss on the day planner there. It's not really going to be all areas. They'll be isolated cells, and they just continue to linger with us through the afternoon and evening. This is kind of why I included the chance that some of these may linger into the overnight hours. You could see some of them hanging out with us, but then starting to die down as we get into the early morning hours Monday. So Memorial Day Monday will likely start off similar to this morning. There may be a couple of areas dealing with some showers. Other than that, it should be quiet until the afternoon and evening. That's when the heat of the day will start to fire up some of the moisture that we have and create some of those isolated cells that again could get strong to severe. Now, the only real change on the way for the next couple of days that we may need to note is Monday night heading into early morning Tuesday morning. So for the past few days or so, the models have consistently showed a more organized area of rain and likely a couple of storms as well trying to push across our area from that late night time to the early morning period Tuesday morning. This is what we call an MCS, which is kind of a complicated term. It's a mesoscale convective system, and this has been shown on the models for the past few days. It could continue to contain a couple of isolated storms within it as well. So in that early morning time period for Tuesday, maybe just making sure you have a way to have weather alerts that can wake you up. I think we're going to be watching this, especially throughout the rest of the day today, and see if models continue to hold that together or if they end up dropping it. Although I will say with those MCS events, which is why I mentioned the name of them, models seem to have a really hard time with those. So potentially looking at a more organized rain chance and maybe a couple of organized storms overnight Monday heading into early morning Tuesday. But you can see as we play it out on the feature view here and we transition to early morning Tuesday, it starts to transition to some rain. So we're really not at anything more than a level 1 risk at the moment, which means we could just have a couple of severe thunderstorms for that overnight period as well. But other than that, we're mainly talking about afternoon and evening pop-up, things like that. That's really the only notable change over the next at least 3 days, and then we just kind of fall right back to our pattern of afternoon and evening pop-up showers and storms. Maybe once again for Tuesday night, although this one hasn't been quite as consistent. I would still just kind of consider that like an evening threat for severe thunderstorms. So this is really honestly the main story, and the reason that I said I think that the Storm Prediction Center could kind of reissue some level 1 risks beyond Tuesday is because you're about to see on the long range models here, the pattern does not change heading into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You're going to see what looks like paint splatter on the long range models here, just indicating the exact same pattern that I was just explaining to you. Afternoon and evening pop-up showers and storms that could become strong to severe. That's all the way through Friday, but then take a look at this. We're at Saturday. We're talking about much, much clearer skies. It looks like a frontal boundary may try to clear us out, or at least a low pressure system may try to track out of our area. And then hopefully, my goodness, fingers crossed, we can finally have a clear weekend. Now, we had a great Saturday yesterday, so it'd be awesome if we could kind of rinse and repeat that for next Saturday. And then right now, it just looks like slight rain chances, at least on the way for next Sunday. So we'll lose this pattern by the end of the work week, but through the work week, it's going to stick with us. Now, I'll say the positive with this is that it's going to keep our temperatures much closer to average for this time of year than we saw last week. So we saw a lot of 90s last week, but I think we're going to mostly stay in the upper 80s and maybe even lower to mid 80s over the next couple of days, especially if that wedge pattern kind of keeps developing here. You can see that on the graph as well. Mid 80s to upper 80s today for most spots, and you can see the way it just kind of keeps that northeasterly flow in there. That kind of signals to me we may still keep some of the wedge pattern in there. Overnights will stay in the 60s to low 70s, but then once again we're just kind of going to stay in the 80s, maybe mid to upper 80s for the next couple of days. Some nights may drop down into the mid 60s. I think that's about the coolest that we're going to see for the next couple of days, and then models continue to have Tuesday running just a little bit cooler, so we may see the low 80s as opposed to the upper 80s. But other than that, temperatures really aren't going to jump too much. We'll see the 80s for the next couple of days, and the rain chances are going to stay very consistent. You can see that on the 7-day. I'll step out of the way and we'll talk a little bit more about it. We were talking about the past few days, the rain chance is increasing heading into Sunday. So today's the first day of this setup that we're going to have here. Isolated rain chances in the afternoon and evenings, and the rinse and repeat for about the entire week ahead of us here. 40% chance of rain, really just to emphasize the fact that these are going to be isolated cells. It's not really going to be necessarily a widespread line or anything like that, but we are talking about some scattered rain chances where it's going to be hard to pinpoint exactly where they pop up. These are going to be storm chances because by the time we hit the heat of the day, that will kind of provide the fuel that we need for a couple of thunderstorms and then a couple of storms that could become severe thunderstorms. So we'll be watching for that not only today, tomorrow, and Tuesday, but also probably Wednesday through Friday as well. You can see, and we talked about this, Saturday I've dropped the rain chance down to 20 just to cover the bases for maybe a few sprinkles that try to linger behind what's left. But otherwise, I've dropped the storm chance, and I think we could be looking at a much clearer Saturday. The temperatures, they don't do too much. We're really just talking about 80s for the next few days with rain-cooled air and a lot of cloud cover and maybe the influence of the wedge pattern. We could be seeing lower 80s as opposed to upper 80s for the next few days or so. So if you can get the pattern of today, then you can kind of get an understanding of what the rest of the week is going to look like. It's really not going to be too great of a week, but I also don't think it's going to be a total washout of a week. So if you have outdoor plans today or tomorrow, I think you can still try to get out and enjoy things. Obviously, we still have some showers right now, but I think you just need to be checking on the radar or checking to see if we're online for severe thunderstorm warnings, because it's probably going to be a little bit of a touch and go on and off rain chance throughout the day today and tomorrow, and then again throughout the entire week here. So I'm crossing my fingers for not a total washout. It seems to me like we'll have breaks in the rain, and hopefully we can still get out and enjoy Memorial Day weekend plans. And then after that, the rain chances just stick with us through Friday, and we have something to look forward to in the sense that hopefully Saturday will be just a little bit clearer. It is time that we have another clear Saturday. So that is a look at the rest of the day. Again, we will be live, of course, for any severe thunderstorm warnings, but I want you to know, I mentioned this yesterday, on our 13 WMAZ Plus app, which is where you're watching me right now, we have a 24/7 radar stream where you can check the radar, not only in our area, but in North Georgia, and then we're also where there's activity going on outside of our state as well. You can check the radar. You can also check the future view. So if you want to see what I just showed you on the graph model, you can see that on your own time as well. It'll show you some current conditions, temperatures, feels like numbers, things like that. And the Storm Prediction Center outlooks for the next 3 days. So if you want access to any of that information while we're not on the air and you're just looking to find that on your own, you can turn on 13 WMAZ Plus at any time and watch that live stream for free 24/7. So that, I just want you to know, is available, especially while we kind of have rain chances in the forecast. If you're just looking to kind of have the radar on in the background, that's something that you can do for free at any time. So besides that, again, we will be back here tonight for 13 WMAZ News at 6 and 11, and we'll just be keeping an eye on the radar for the rest of the day and for the next few days as well. Hopefully you're able to duck and dodge some showers today and enjoy your holiday weekend. And other than that, we will see you back here tonight, and I hope you have a great and restful Sunday. Thanks for joining us.